Hey, at Everything Attachments, it's Friday today. It's cleanup day. We're getting ready for the weekend. We're going to give you a quick factory tour. We've done a few things since our last one, and we're going to start by looking at, y'all have heard about the EA Cafe. So this is the cafe that was the Double S Cafe for about 40 years. Then they went out of business and went for sale. We couldn't get the other restaurants around to consistently keep our food good, hot, or even every day because they couldn't get help right now. So we bought a cafe. We've got our own cook. We're eating great here. We just had a great meal, Nate and I. It's Friday. So we eat every morning here from the EA Cafe. If you remember this lot here, and we used to own this lot, this is where the big plantation house looking was from 1908. That's been burned by the Conover Fire Department. We're doing the final cleanup, and we traded these couple of acres for acres that our new factory's sitting on. So we just did a land swap, and right now we're keeping it mowed and all until we get the final mess cleaned up for them so they don't get holes in their mower tires. All of this road will be changed, lowered and changed to cement as that's graded off, and we'll walk them down and go in the old factory first, and then we'll walk over to the new factory. So we're back here at the front door. Nate left the door unlocked, which we normally leave locked since COVID, and it keeps all the salesmen out, and that's the biggest help. We're using the COVID as more of an excuse. I also just wanted to say 3 months ago and a week ago, I had a full knee replacement. I'm back walking good, so we're back to work, and so that went well, and we're moving on. So our lead times that got up to a full 6 months on some products. We always try to under-promise and over-deliver. There wasn't but a handful that ever went over the dates that we promised. There's a lot that ended up being a month, and that's about like where we would like to be is a month before promised. So our promise dates are moving down. We're working harder. We've got more people trading for the new factory. We've gone from a 6-month lead time on some things to where about our worst thing is about 4 months now. So we're working it down as hard and as close as we can. So when we move over to the new factory, we can quickly get caught back up to almost no lead time and continue on with the EA way and have your product where it's available when you want it. That goes into the factory one way. We've got Beth that does our taxes and stuff. There's Travis. He's trying to sell something, I hope. We've got Mr. Greg here doing our bookkeeping and so forth. He is covered up. We've got our small break room for our office employees here. We've got Rusty. What's up, Rusty? We've got Trace. He does a little bit of everything from shipping to a little bit of everything here. This is the guy, if you've got hydraulic problems, third function problems, or just problems, this is probably who you're going to end up with. Me and Rick have been working together for 20-some years from my other place. You want your door open, don't you, Rick? Yeah, man. This is Jerry's son, stepson, great guy, shoes. So we've moved a younger guy to Jerry's job. So if something happens to Jerry, we've still got somebody to help you. Thanks, Shoe. We've got Jeremy here. He came from the same place Travis did. He's a great guy to deal with on any of the products here. He's talking to a customer now. We've got Cole. If any of y'all have had shipping problems, here's the guy to remember. There's his face. So when you come here and have a problem, you know who you're looking for. And considering this place was built in the 70s and we totally refurbed it, I've been to my brother's factory and a lot of other factories. We try to keep our factory as clean as anybody. I don't think you'll find a manufacturing that does welding, painting, and cutting and all the stuff that's the dust and the grinding that's ever any cleaner than our factory. And we hadn't done anything special. Today is cleanup day, but that happens late this afternoon. A lot of brush cutters get put together here. we're going to have so much more room and so much more flexibility of where we're able to keep components and bolts in our new factory once space isn't a problem. Instead of having to use these little crane rails, we'll be using full size, and we'll just have a lot more ability to work a lot more people and put more attachments together to get them quicker to use. That's Alex, he's putting the disc hair together. There's Kevin, he's in charge of assembly. He's a great guy, he makes sure your stuff gets put together and gets together on time. This is our cylinder stash where we keep all our cylinders to go on your grapples. This is what all hoses are made in-house. Almost everybody gets their hoses made out of house. We make them here, so we make sure they're right, and we can make changes on the fly without having to cost you more time or money. So we make everything in-house and try to keep them in stock, ready to go. What's up, guys? Y'all ready for the weekend?
Yeah.
All right. We've got 9 Toyota forklifts running around here, and we're trying to convert to our new building to more bridge cranes and things like that instead of running forklifts. So we got a wicked grapple there being put together, wicked grapple here. We've got a pile of ones that are tacked together over here, getting ready to go to a welder. What's up, Todd? So all of our welders are offered a hood like this, especially that does the Hardox welding. It's got a HEPA filter in the back, charcoal filter. It sucks the air in from the back around a belt he wears. And then he's fully enclosed with a helmet with an automatic lens. So we try to keep everybody, number one, safety. The only way they don't wear them is if they sign a waiver saying they don't want them, which we don't recommend. You can see a pile of tooth bars here ready to go. Just got through welding. They'll be ready to go to paint. Is that Ryan? Ryan, is that you? Where's your good helmet at, man? Where's your good helmet? So just to give you an idea of nothing but the tail wheels here. Our new wicked tail wheels. He puts that in there so when he welds it, it doesn't draw. But this is put in a tubing laser. It's indexed into this Hardox. Once you take this is so the bolt doesn't turn and wear the yoke out. This is the perfect, nobody's got a yoke in any industry that I know of that's any better or stronger than this right here. And this is what goes on all the wicked cutters and everything attachments. And Ryan's the lead welder. He does weld some now, not as much as he used to, but he keeps everybody in line and in product. You end up with a better product because of Ryan. And of course, Arthur. Arthur's been with us forever. But we love Arthur. There's even Ryan and them get in a competition every now and then. Ryan still says he can't beat him building a grapple. Arthur puts out a pile, and he's just so far ahead. I'm not sure why the others can't speed up, but nobody's matched him yet. So we love you, Arthur. Happy Friday. We got some cultivators going together here. Some of our trademarked root rakes, landscape rakes that have that 3-degree bend in them here going together. What's up, Mario? And that's what he's doing now. Those are going to end up to be land shark root rakes, rock rakes. What's up, Edgar? Edgar's putting together some of our wicked fork frames that would normally go on a skid steer. Those frames are rated up to 6,600 pounds. And of course they have the Hardox rail on them. This is what's on the underneath side. As you can tell, it's been through Dave's mill to make sure they slide real easy. And it is pure Hardox. So that's just part of the things we do that we don't have to do, but it just makes our stuff better. These won't be worn out in 50 years. We've got 5 other welders back here. Most of those are new. Since they're behind their curtains, I'm not going to get the camera in there. It damages the camera about as much as it does my eyes. More pallet forks, and if you can see with our pallet forks, we go ahead, these aren't like the cheap pallet forks that are just flat. They've got the angle on them, so if you're on a skid steer, it already gives you more curl back. There's a lot of design in this, including the hard ox rails and everything that are on the front. It just makes these worth more than a cheap set of Chinese, not to mention the welds and everything. These will be around forever. That's Julio. We got Julio here finishing up with a wicked grapple here. As you can see, he's got plenty of parts to build lots more. Value blades going in. I think quickly the value blade will kind of get half and half taken over by the new 6-way angle tilt in the manual version. And then you can always make it hydraulic if you want to. These are the stump jumpers we make in-house for our wicked cutters. The 6-foot wicked cutter, that's 3/8 hard ox, it's been light and balanced. We even put gussets on the big plug here, just in case you hit something really big. I hadn't been able to tear them up yet, and I've cut down stuff that big that I shouldn't have, but I do. Even on our scrape blades and stuff, you're gonna find hard ox, simply because the pins, I see them all the time, and a lot of cheap scrape blades are either thin there, or after a lot of use, those holes get worn. You're not gonna wear that hard ox. That'll be there for you for a long time. We got extra barrels of welding wire. Nate and the guys are building us, these are vacuum tubes for our new Messer plasma that we'll show you finally at the end here. They're getting ready to clean the grates off of, this is our newest laser. We've been in operation with this laser about 4 weeks. This is a 15K Bystronic. You can actually, come on around here and show them down in there. So this laser's only been in service about 3 weeks. And it looks to me like they're cutting out garden batters. So that's full 3/8 material. And you can kind of see from this screen up here what he's cutting and where it is. That's the head right there, what it's doing, and that's the nest of what will come out of that sheet. This is our 10K. We try to keep it, at everything attachments, we really try to keep the quality of our machines clean. Usually when the technicians come to work on them, they're really surprised, and they're really impressed that we care about our machines enough to make them last, where a lot of big companies don't. Those are copper grates, and they last a lot longer than the steel grate will. That'll last a year instead of 6 weeks. As you can see, this is our 2.5-year-old. Even on the inside, it's clean. We try to keep the inside of these lasers cleaner than we do the outside because dust particles and things like that matter. So we do an early cleanup on Friday and get them ready to cut all Friday night on all 4 sheets for both lasers. This is our new Cincinnati press brake. If we ever get it running, that's going to be a nice addition. There's Andrew with the Max form. He does he's basically the press brake operator along with whoever's helping him. But you can see how fast with the Max form he's able to bend those gussets for the grapples. What's up, Andrew? You ready for Friday? All right. This is an old Cincinnati resonator style where you have to line up the beams and the mirrors and all that. It's not an old machine, it's new with this factory, and it works fine, but we will be glad to convert this to fiber at some date. That's our original 350 Max Form on the Pro Form on the Cincinnati. So we've got a 350, a 175, a 90, and a 1500 ton. So when all this is going, we should be able to do almost anything we want. And we've got a set of 1948 web rollers there that do the things we need at the time. We are looking at rollers. We'll break that out at the end of the day. It's an old one, but we found it with only 200 hours on it. It's no peach for looks, but it sure does clean the floor well. This is Lee running the tube laser. What you cutting, Lee? John Deere tubes? John Deere. So we'll let Nate in there to kind of let you see the laser run a little bit. Come on out, Lee. Unless you need to be in there. See the mandrel coming up from behind to catch it. He's got all the places that are going to take a tine for a grapple, and then it's already cut the round holes for the pins that hold on a John Deere hitch. And then it's about at the end, and it's going to make a trim cut, and that's going to be a completed part. And to do all that manually takes a lot longer. That is a 3D head, so we can chamfer, cut on an angle, or whatever we need to do. There it is. That's a lot of work and a lot of measuring that we don't have to do. It puts our components in the same spot every time. As you can see, we can put a full bundle of anything we want to on here at a time. And that was an expensive investment, but it's probably one of our better things that lets us do things that other people can't. We keep plenty of tubing in. If you know the supply issues, the only way we know to do it is keep enough to build everything that's on order. It's more than we need at the time, but we get it when we can. It's a lot of money sitting around here. You can see the time and effort we put into just our land leveler sides. They're 1/4 inch. Everything is fabricated. Everything is full welded. The holes are already there for the bottom wear strips. When these are completed, it just doesn't get any better. And if you remember the wicked gauge wheel, that's what it started out with. There's your pipe that goes up for the wheel to spin. There's your tips that went down through your yoke forks. And it's just simple parts like this that the tubing laser can do that any other way would just make it so time consuming or not as good. That's Jimmy. He's our full-time cleanup guy around here and maintenance guy and a little bit of everything. He's a great guy. I've known him for a long time. We used to keep all our steel inside. Now we don't even come close. There's twice as much outside as there is inside. And we've got steel over there. Instead of cutting with the old style band saw, which is what we use forever and what most people know, this is a coal saw. It cuts basically like a diamond saw cuts concrete. It cuts solid bar 10 times as fast and leaves a mirror edge on it. It's always straight. You can't mess it up. And it cuts within about 1/1000th of an inch of accuracy instead of not. We keep plenty of DOM that's already cut up, ready to go. We've got more piping here. We've got a whole rack here. We've got more outside. There's just a few of the racks, and we're not going to take you around because it's messy till we get our new factory and can get some of this inside. We've got racks everywhere of hard ox. The whole back side of this building is stacked with hard ox. This is our new Messer plasma. It's got a little bulldozer that pushes all the slag and everything down into this compartment when it's completed. We're looking forward to having this because it also Has capabilities of cutting 3-inch. 2 inches probably as thick as we'll go with it, and we can cut master sheets on this. And we can also have a 3D head and bevel and do different things with this that we haven't been able to do. Just because the plasma will cut thick stuff so much easier than a laser. Chuck's got a nice supply of parts that go from here all the way to the front of everything that's pre-cut, pre-drilled, pre-lasered. Every piece in here is ready to go into a part, and as you can see, we're overloaded. Our bins are full. Just let's make a buzz down each one just to give them an idea that we are ready to put all this together and to move into a larger building. We could stop right now and make attachments for 3 months without having to cut a part. But that's not what we do. We just act like we're cutting forever and get all we can done. There's your pallet fork rails. You got your, for your regular grapples, the outer rails are hard ox. Regular rails are standard steel. The Wicked grapples are 100% hard ox and DOM. Rake tops. I mean, we just got a little bit of everything here. All these things are custom made by Dave in our lathe, and he gets it down. He doesn't even like to talk about 1/1000ths. He likes to talk about parts of thousandths. So he gets it super right. The new hard ox bands that we're putting on our brush cutters. We've just got a little bit of everything that's ready to go to make your components. We just need more space, more welders, more assemblers, and all that's got to come with space. Until we get the space, we're doing the best we can. This has 3 microwaves. We have 3 of these complete mezzanines just like this in our new building that has 4 microwaves and a little bigger seating area. This is more of Chuck's parts for mostly grapples here. Unfortunately, yes, we are stacking them in the floor. That ain't good for anything. We're just waiting on more space, more space. This is what we make your post hole digger hoops on. That's a Pedrick bender. We've got a new one and an old one, just depending on what we're doing. And as you can see, we've got parts hidden under everywhere we can, which is terrible. But it's because we're having to make extra space for that new plasma to go in. For the couple of weeks we got to wait to get into the new building. So after 2 weeks from now, this should look like a whole new cleaned up place. That's why we wanted to do it before we move, so you can see the difference once we do move. Half of this is parts up there to about where you see those bent hard ox buckets for compacts. Past that's everything completely ready, waiting on paint. It used to be backed up to here waiting on paint. We've done some changes in paint. We've got our paint working much, much better. And we'll have a system 3 times as large in the new factory, so paint will not be an issue once we get moved over there. And that's Dave and Jacob in the mill area. So we do have a nice CNC lathe, active tooling. We've got Jacob here. He runs either piece. And they both are doing, he's been really trained by a master machinist, Dave, up here. So Jacob's coming around. Chuck's got plenty of parts all the way through here stacked up to build grapples and box blades. This is Dave. What's up, Dave? You ready for the weekend? He's not doing anything but milling tooth bars right now. We're trying to get it. We were a little behind on the tooth bars because we do a few customs that slow us down, but they're all milled just like that instead of the slow, easy way. The fast, easy way, I mean. So Dave takes all the burrs off the back side of everything because he doesn't like a burr to mess his bits up or his tooling. And we got tons of this. I wish there was a good use for this hard ox, these chips here. They're bound to be good for something. But we've got stacks here of tooth bars in different variations ready to go and to get milled. We're getting in some gas products. I see a bunch of land levelers out there getting ready to be assembled. Pretty much everything on this side is what's waiting to be painted except for the aerator wheels. Then we've got mold boards and stuff for box blades, scrape blades. The packing area here is tiny compared to what we should have. We'll have tons of room over there. This is Jeremy. Jeremy is actually Peanut's son. And if you didn't know, Peanut and Rick, that are both retired now in the last year, are brothers. So we've worked a lot of the Reinhardt family, and his father was great too. But Rick and Peanut were both brothers, worked here 20 years, 30 years each. Now we've got his son working here. Maybe we'll have his grandson working here someday. That's Harrison. What's up, Jeremy? You getting it packed? All right. More tooth bars ready to go into painting. Extra supply of bolts. We probably have a couple $100,000 worth of just bolts here for everything. But if you run out, you might be out a long time. So we try to double and triple up just to keep from running out. This is Tristan in here. He gets your product clean before it goes into paint. These are the Wicked box blades with the ripper shanks behind. Well, this is a land leveler here. There's a box blade. And you can see how much, we don't rely on our cutting edge being the strength. We put gussets under the whole back end. So when your cutting edge is completely worn out or you catch that stump you didn't know was there, we've never had a bent moldboard yet, not ever. Painting starts here on the other side of this. I'm not going to go in there and bother them. There's 3 painters in there. It goes straight through. Depends on what color they're painting. That's Ronnie. They're pulling off the stuff as it gets painted on these chains here, getting it dried, getting it ready for assembly. And then we'll take you over to the new building. It's not completed. I don't know what's over there. I don't know how many people are working over there. We'll figure it out together. The guy with all the money, he's our banker. He looks like he's on Friday already, got half the day off. First time I've seen him out of a suit. You'll just have to shake these dirty hands. How you doing, Charlie?
How are you?
We're just checking out everything, cool. Seeing how it's going.
Awesome. Good deal.
Yeah,
are we live on camera there?
We are.
Oh, okay, good. I know. I won yesterday.
Your bankers will be proud of you. Don't worry about it. Let's go. Okay, so we've just basically done a cold call, walked over here into the new building, which should be done in a few weeks. You can just see around in general, it's bigger. So the mezzanines now they're just in their steel studded form, got the plumbing in them, the electrical in them. They just haven't put the floors in, haven't put the sides on. All the bridge crane rails are in. Got the exhaust fans left to go in, got all the intake louvers in on the other side. But this, we did put in the good prism skylights to let natural, so every bit of light you're getting in here, it's natural light. There's not a light on in this building. So we'll go over, there's not really much to see except a big building that isn't doing anything productive yet. We've got a couple of the bridge cranes up. I saw a bunch more come in yesterday on a truck. There's a few more put in over here. There's about 10 more to go. So this is a 250 by 420 building making 105,000 square feet, and we are looking forward to growing into it quickly. Just to get our orders down to where we can say we're a week away instead of 5 months away. Let's go upstairs and see who's doing what. Oh, we've got the famous Charles up here. Me and Nate design it, get it close to right. Charles fine-tunes it, works with the welders, fine-tunes little things they like where their stuff becomes easier to make. He's been a great addition. He's been working out in the factory about 5 years or 6 years now, and he's made it to upstairs now for a while. Jerry's our purchasing agent. He's gone right now, probably to buy something for your attachment. We've got it pretty good around here. We put a kitchen in here just when COVID hit so we could stay working and stay up here no matter what. The kitchens will not be in the other mezzanines now that we have a restaurant, and this will eventually come back out. It's Friday. We're all looking forward to having a good weekend. Hope y'all do. Keep us in mind. Here at Everything Attachments, we will always be building the best stuff, not the cheapest. Thank you.